So Michelle, welcome. We're really excited to have you.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, good. So first, tell me about a little bit about your business and what's going on and why you're interested in doing a community model for it, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so I have this yoga and coaching business. I do yoga classes. I have do adaptive yoga for athletes. I do workshops. I do a bunch of stuff. I do a lot of stuff with school districts. I also do life coaching, health and wellness coaching. So I have those two combined, and with all that together, I'm trying to make a holistic kind of environment, studio to say where people can come. And right now I'm doing like a 30-day self-love campaign. So I'm working on that. Trying to create workbooks. I do workbooks for students. I do workbooks for districts and educators. And in the season, I have a paddleboard fleet that I bring out and I do paddleboard excursions. We do yoga classes on the paddleboard. We do the districts will bus the kids to the lake and we just have a bunch of fun. I feel like adding I have a website. I don't utilize the website how I should. So I seen the Skool platform and I was like, I'm trying to finish my coaching hours. So I'm trying to figure out how I can interweave that all together. And it just looked like the perfect thing. So that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Great. Let's talk a little bit about your goal for the community, why communities are really powerful, especially right now, and then some tips and tricks about how you should set it up and maybe some options for how you want to run it. Eventually, yeah, we'll talk about all that. Let's start with, can everybody see my screen that I am sharing here? I've got this very fancy notepad, hopefully. Yes, everybody can see it. Can I get some thumbs up? Okay, good. So why communities? Why are communities big right now? So communities, essentially, the Skool platform specifically, but every community mixes three really powerful things. Okay, the first thing that it throws in there is a learning management system. Okay, so this is courses, so you can teach people things, right? You can record lessons. It can be video. It can be written if you want people to read, although people's attention spans are a little bit shorter these days. So videos work well, short, quick, to the point. However you want to manage that, though, you can make courses so you can teach people something, and folks love to learn stuff. Number two, it adds social media to the mix, but it's only the best part of social media. Okay, so social media's promise, if anybody is 40-ish or older, we remember very, very clearly a time before social media existed. And the promise of social media, oh, somebody's talking. The promise of social media was that it was going to bring us all together. And it did the opposite. Okay, why? Everybody, got siloed into their sides or their groups, and I don't know. Well, we're not going to go into it. This isn't a why is social media not working thing. But what is the best part of social media, though? It is talking with your friends, right? That's how we used it originally. If anybody had the original Facebook, you just tagged your friends in photos and chatted with them. Okay. And so it was to make posts and comment with your folks and all of that. What a community does is it takes all of the good parts of social media and it bakes it around a passion of yours or a business thing that you all have in common. So when you all go to the community, AI or Die community is ours, everybody is in there to learn a little bit about AI. And so you can network and hang out, and hopefully you get like this feeling like you belong and these are my people, and you can chat in these communities and you can post and you can like and you can be silly and all of that. And you're protected from the outside world. The whole world doesn't see it. And then there's kind of like baked in rules about the community itself, which is we only really talk about what's going on in the community and maybe like some personal stuff. But it's not like, oh, I just went to 7-Eleven and got a Diet Coke. Nobody gives a crap, Tiffany, right? Nobody cares, right? So that it's kind of, the communities are set up a little bit different than social media in that it restricts what we talk about. And so it makes it a fun place to go to because you know what you get when you go there. And then number three, you get coaching and support. Okay. You get support from the community members. It's really awesome to go to a community. I think we're up to 140 people as of today, to go in and talk to 139 people that are trying to do the same things that you're doing. And they're struggling and making mistakes and getting wins. And so you get to show up to this other community of people who want to learn how to use AI tools and they're trying to implement it in their lives. And you can ask questions and you can get support. That's really awesome. And honestly, like the most important part of this support is seeing people fail, right? I think especially on social media, on TV, you see people who are successful because they rise to the top and that's how they get visibility. And you forget that all of them had to go through an enormous amount of failure. One of the things you get in a community is you get to see other people that are struggling, right? And that's really important. It's really important to see other people struggle, actually, turns out. And then, of course, you get coaching, right? And that's what the community leaders, sometimes it's just community members who kind of rise to the top and help out other people. John Sherwood, Alex is an example. We have a lot of great folks in our community who are just really super heavy involved and they're coaching of their own right. And then, of course, as the lead, the head of the community, I better be coaching. If I'm not doing my job, right? So this is what you get, when you build a community. And so that is what you're trying to do for your business. Does that kind of all make sense? Okay. There's a lot of different ways that you can start. Okay. So for the person who wants to start a community because they think it would just be fun to do and you're passionate about something, you can absolutely start a free community. And I'm going to show you on, let's go to the Skool platform here. So let me share that screen. Okay, so for some people, it might be a free community. And I want to show you, I have a free community. I just moved it over from the Circle platform, which is a different community-based platform. Okay, this community is called Self-Architect. You will notice there is no one in here. I will officially invite all of you here today. It's totally free. I will never charge you for being in here. Okay, what is this? This is the community that I originally wanted to build for my students because I tutored math and physics online, and I really wanted to coach students. And my first business failed hard because I wanted to charge for like student coaching. And it turns out teenagers are just like, they're not the right audience for that. They don't want coaching. They don't even pay for it. It's their parents that pay for it. So you have to convince the parent to pay for it for the kid. And then you have to get the kid to show up. It turns out adults are the best people to coach because they have lots of pain and they have lots of regrets and lots of mistakes in their lives. And they're like, yes, give me the coaching because I want to improve. Teenagers are like, nah, dude, I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Okay. So, but that's my passion. I want to work with teenagers. I want to work with high school kids and college kids. So I am building a free community. I have one class. It's my Self-Architect system. That sounds amazing. And I've got habits and learning science and a program called self-authoring and teach coaching and mentoring and all of that. So everything's built. I just haven't invited anybody yet. So in fact, why don't I'll drop this in the chat right now. Here we go. So if anybody wants to join my free coaching community, by the way, it's not really for teenagers anymore. It's for anybody. I think I've retooled the program so that it's really for anybody, and you guys are welcome to join it. Okay, so you got a free community, you got a classroom. That's where you teach stuff. Right in here, you would want to make some different discussion boards. I only have a few general discussions, wins, pain points. And then, of course, there's coaching. And Michelle, if you wanted to do live coaching, you could do that through the calendar. I probably won't do this too much. It's a free community, so I might meet maybe every other week. Obviously, for the AI or Die community, it's not a free community. So we meet twice a week, right? We do these deep dives, these Q&As, and then we also do parties on Saturday where we help each other out on social media and we help each other out within the community. So we meet a couple of times a week. And as the community grows, I'll probably add more touch points on that front. Okay. Maybe the only other thing that I'll talk to briefly, and then I'm going to start asking you questions, is what happens when you want to have a paid community? Because Michelle, this is a business and you want this to help your business so that you don't have to have a 9-to-5 and that you can do this full time. That's what we're after here. Hey, somebody joined. Thank you. So what you want to do is you want to go to the settings. Okay. And you're going to go down to pricing and you'll notice that there are a few different options. Okay. My suggestion is even if you are starting this for or as a business, to start free and invite 10 or 20 people that you know or are very highly probable, very highly likely to help you build your community. Because the problem is whether the community is free or paid, but especially if it's paid, if people show up and there's 13 people in your community and no one's doing anything, what was one of the selling points of the community? It's support. And you just feel like, well, this must not be a good community. If there's only 13 people and nothing's really going on, why would I pay for this? It's really hard, as in every business endeavor, as in every life endeavor, to get started. Getting started is always the difficult thing. So you want to seed the tip jar a little bit, and you want to get 10 or 15 or 20 people in your community friends, family, current clients, and you want to put them in for free, and you're going to give them free value. They get the courses for free. They get your time for free. They get the community for free, and you want to get it going. And this also allows you to really test the value proposition, right? And ask for honest feedback, right? Guys, would you pay for this? Okay? And my kind of general recommendation is, because I've built 5 communities, maybe 6 on a couple of different platforms. I would say you need at least 20 people that are willing to pay the price that you're about to set to like give you the thumbs up. Yes, I would pay that price before you can turn it into a paid model, roughly speaking. So if you're going to charge $100 a month for your yoga stuff and your, all of that and the coaching and everything, I don't know, pick the number, whatever it happens to be, you better have 15 or 20 people that say, yes, I would pay that amount in all seriousness. And then you can turn it to a paid community. There are a couple of different options. The first is subscription-based. That is the AI or Die community is subscription-based. You can give them a 7-day free trial or not. We like the 7-day free trial. We're not trying to trick anybody. Come check it out. See if you love it. Stay if you do. And then after the 7-day free trial, or if you don't have a free trial, then it's $10 a month, $20 a month, $100, whatever you decide that you want to set it at. Yeah, you can raise that price. So every 50 people that join, you raise it by $5 or $10. Okay, another model is tiers. So you can have what's called the freemium model, which is you always have a free tier. Okay, so some base level of clients, why would you do that? Because maybe this is your passion. Maybe you love it. Maybe you want to help people and you just don't give them access to everything. Maybe they only get access to 2 of the courses. Maybe they just don't have access to the live calls, right? If they're not going to pay, then they don't get your time, but they get, some of your free course material. And then, of course, you have now a community full of very hot leads that you can ask to step up and go into a premium, a premium tier, right? So you can set prices for a premium tier. Maybe then they get access to your live calls and they get access to all of the courses. And then you can also set a VIP tier, and that might be something you're going to do one-on-one, right? That's one-on-one coaching, or it gets them into a mastermind or something like that. So that you can play around with these tiers as you like, and you can set, monthly prices or annual prices. You can even give discounts to incentivize the annual, so on and so forth. So that's the freemium, where obviously you have a free tier and 2 paid tiers, or just they're all paid tiers at different levels. And then the last option, which I don't really know many people that do this, but you could just do a one-time payment. You pay one time, you get in the community. That I think a lot of times that people will use this if they want a free community, but they want to keep out the bots and the scammers, because like every platform in the world, bots and scammers manage to get on there, and they want to get into your, because if you've got like Michelle, like we're going to get you set up, and in a year, you're going to have like 1,000 people in here, because I'm going to teach you all the great tricks, right? If there are 1,000 people in the community, that community is valuable, and people want to get in there and they want to sell crap to your community, right? And you don't want them to do that, because that's not the point. So what you can do is, even if you just set the price at $1, now your free community is protected, and you can even put that on your about page. Hey, it's $1 for life. And that's just to keep out, the scammers. They're not going to do that. Okay. We could do a full deep dive on the Skool platform itself and kind of go crazy, but I don't want to go to a full deep dive on the Skool platform. There are other platforms. There's Circle, there's Kajabi, there's a bunch. I have tried most of them, and I love Skool for its simplicity. You don't have some flexibility that other platforms do, but at the end of the day, simple is pretty wonderful, and it's quite nice. The last thing that you would want to do then is set up that maybe I'll go through today. The most important part of your community is your about page. Why? Because that is the page, that's your website on Skool, essentially. So when someone goes to join your community, this is, the picture they'll see. You can add more pictures, you can add videos, and this is what you hope, this is your book cover. People judge a book by its cover at the end of the day. You come down here and there'll be a description of the community. I will tell you right now, I have not optimized this about page. This is a very bland, boring, AI generated. You can AI generate very good things, but I just wanted to build the community and just get it started. And because it's free, I just haven't had the time to go in and make this, sexy yet, right? The AI or Die community better look pretty good. So let's go to our AI or Die community's about page. Okay, you'll see here, like the first thing that you get is a video of me talking about the community. Videos always do better, right? People see me, they see me talking, that's good. there's a picture of my buddy and I. Buddy helps me and runs the community with me. And then down here, there's a member testimonial, as well as some other couple of videos, from here. So, we're not salesmen. We're not trying to have like this super amazing, awesomely produced about page that people feel like they're being sold to. We want it to feel authentic, like it's just me and this other guy who are running this community and teaching people what we know, because that's truthfully what we do. And so that's what you get on our about page. And then down here, obviously, we do want people to join. And so, we talk through the value of the community. And when you get to the business phase, Michelle, the best thing that you can do is speak to people in a universal language, which is dollars. At the end of the day, if you're asking someone to pay for a community, you have to show them the value of what they're getting. And the best thing to convert that into is dollars, right? That's a universal language that we all speak. So if I'm going to charge $19 a month for a community, I better justify that cost with what I'm delivering. Okay. And so how do we justify it? We teach GPT fundamentals and reusable prompt patterns, and we estimate that's $49 worth. We do no fluff tool walkthroughs. That's maybe $129. We do weekly office hours and community support. I'm telling you, that's like undervalued, right? I get paid a lot more per hour for coaching and for other things, but we want this to be believable. And I don't know if people would believe it if we put the real number that Buddy and I get. Okay. But we try to estimate that. We teach you automations. How much is your time worth? I leave that up to you. We teach side hustles. I am in 2 different side hustle coaching programs, and they are way more than $500 a month. And I'm turning around and trying to deliver all of that value to this community. So we try to capture everything that everyone is receiving and compare that to what we're charging. And the goal is to sell a Ferrari for $5,000, because if you're selling a Ferrari for $5,000, a ton of people are going to buy it, right? And so that's kind of the idea. If you're doing this as a business and you want to build your yoga business, you want people to show up and go, man, I'm getting so much value for this tiny little price. It's a no-brainer. Of course you should join. Does that make sense? Okay. So, yeah, that's our about page. And I don't know, maybe it's not perfect. Maybe it's not optimized. We're learning as we go, and we'll figure that out. Okay. Last thing I'll say about communities. If you are going to build a community, the number one most important thing that you can possibly do is to be engaged in your community. You have to be engaged, because at the end of the day, they are really paying access for you. The course is nice. The materials are nice, but people are joining because you're the yoga expert, right? You have the knowledge. You're giving them the wellness coaching. They want to see you. And if you're not in the community, then people are going to leave. Okay. People are they'll join for a month and they'll go, I never see Michelle. I'm out. All right. So I just want to show you, and I'm not bragging here. I don't know. Well, I don't show up on the leaderboard because I own the community, but our highest ranking member is at level 6, which is actually incredibly impressive. I'm all the way up at level 7. I just show that to say, like, I am in the community every single day. I don't think there is a single post in this community right now that doesn't have a like from me. And the vast majority of posts in this community have a comment from me, unless people got, into a comment conversation and I don't want to interrupt. Right. And that has been true since day one. I get up every morning at 4 a.m. and I am in this community for 2.5 hours before I go to work, because I care about it and I care about the people in it, and they need to know that, because if they don't, they'll leave. Right. Maybe I'll show one more thing that kind of, I think, reflects how we're doing. I want to show, let's see, metrics, discovery, dashboard. Okay. Churn rate, 0.53%. 0.53% is our churn rate. What's a churn rate? That is how many people leave our community on a monthly basis. The Skool platform, a kind of good rate, is considered anywhere between 6 and 8%. If you have a 6 to 8% of your community leaves every month, that's considered good. If you're between like 2 and 5%, it's considered outstanding. Like, you're in the top 1% of Skool communities if your churn rate is between 2 and 5%. And ours is at 0.53%. What does that mean? It means people that join our community don't leave. They stay. right? And I think that the reason that folks stay is that we're in the community every single day. Buddy and I are commenting, we're answering questions, we're helping people, we have live calls. I do the live calls every Tuesday. Buddy and I are both on the live calls on Saturdays. I know that I've set personal calls with people in the community before. Someone has reached out and said, hey, can I meet with you? And I have said yes. That won't be sustainable as we get to 1,000+ members. But for everybody who was in the community originally, I'll always meet with you anytime I can. And I think that's the biggest difference between communities that succeed and ones that don't. I'm in other communities on Skool, and the ones that aren't doing well is because the community creator is not in it and not being a part of it. So, okay, there's a background. So for everybody on YouTube, that's it for the YouTube episode. That's our deep dive on creating communities. I didn't really use an AI tool today. I will here in the Q&A most likely to help Michelle do some specific things. If you guys want to join the community, come join AI or Die. The link will be in the bio and in the first comment and all of that stuff. We're going to go now, just the community members only. We're going to do 30 minutes of Q&A on everything that I went through and answer all of Michelle's and all of the community's questions. We'll see you there.